Celeste Windharbor inhaled her first breath on a guava pink morning, 10 January 1999, inside a weather-grade bungalow lifted on crab trap pilings above the turquoise hush of Puerto Rico's Laguna Grande. A lone manatee surfaced outside, puffing a sleepy plume, while her mother, a roving soul moringa trumpeter who tucked pressed flamboyant petals in her valve oil rag, played a low phrase that set Nick the mail mugs tinkling like wind chimes. Her father, a lighthouse electronics tech who sketches cloud pelicans on receipt backs, leaned so near their freckles blended and promised the newborn that peer gossip, hallway whispers, and clothing racks halting at 14 would always shuffle out of the path of anyone bold enough to stretch her silhouette clear to the horizon. Curves that flashed along the Windharbor family tree, the way warm Antilles currents thread beneath Atlantic chill. So nobody flinched when baby Celeste snapped her second muslin wrap long before the kettle sighed. Abuela Lucinda threaded shrimp boat twine through every rip, patched gaps with carnival cat triangles, and cackled that 3 cents of fabric cost less than the first cent of dim spirit. Kindergarten corridors smelled of pencil shavings, guava, pastry fog drifting from the lunch hatch, and salt winds sneaking through rusted louvers. Celeste already stood half a head taller than her classmates, blotting projector light whenever she traced turtlegrass meadows on the pull-down atlas. One drizzle recess, 2 kids hop-skip chalk boxes, chanting "Push Barca," each thunder her yellow boots planted on damp pavement. At dusk, she patrolled the moonlit tie line, pocketed soda caps, polished satin by waves, strung them on fishing leader, stitched the jangling ribbon down her sea glass hoodie, and strolled into First Bell scattering prism freckles. Across ceiling tiles stained by decades of storm spray, a substitute aide filmed 9 shaky seconds on a prepaid phone, posted the sparkle to a fledgling video nook, and by snack time, 15,000 strangers applauded the girl who forged teasing into lighthouse glow. Celeste wrote one violet vow beside subtraction drills. Clouds crowd only until you flash them bright. Then circled the period twice for emphasis. Weekends belonged to the town wharf, a symphony of diesel coughs from lobster boats, skillet pops from mofongo stands, and gulls negotiating for sardine scraps while her mother's trumpet riffs braided through every gust. Stored jeans quit at Celeste's thighs, so she traded tip jar quarters for sun-bleached trawl net, unraveled rope, crocheted high-waist shorts, misted them with squid ink heron silhouettes, then posed at mango sunset against rust-striped bollards while her cousin snapped grainy frames. Each photo drifted into an online diary called Lantern Tide. The week a glossy image app finally reached island cell towers, captions toggled between dock slang and simple truths such as curves anchored winds steadier than sea walls. 2 months before, Sweet 16 51,000 unseen hearts tapped little hearts under each coral frame, proof glowing rectangles, hush cafeteria, razors, faster than any whistle. A Seagrass Science Fellowship carried her north to Florida Gulf Coast University. Daylight reparated in wave flume labs. Nights belonged to a 24-hour beignet truck, glowing neon papaya beneath swaying palms. The heat lamp moonlighted as ring light, so between powdered sugar orders, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into mangrove rose barrettes while decoding dart shifts in half lecture zip, half shoreline lull. One upload layered bottlenose shirts into lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor braid through thrifted denim. 47 hours later, the counter sprinted beyond 1.3 million. Coastal-style pages crowned her the beignet tailor, yet every sponsor pitch froze at size 16. She stashed each offer in a folder named Shrinking Nets, brushed cinnamon dust from her cuff, and greeted the next surfer with sunrise dancing in her grin. Hurricane Drill Month delivered an email sealed with the Columbia Sportswear Compass. The team invited her to co-design a spray shell capsule named Star Current. Celeste replied with 3 Cove-type terms, patterns up to 60-inch hips, half the photo crew hired from community college fashion cohorts, 10% of net profit pledged to Turtlegrass Nursery grants from Key Largo to Cabo. The shoe unfurled on a sugar-white sandbar where piping pick plover chicks dotted commas into wet quartz. She coached paddleboarders of every outline through mere ripples while a drone carved infinity loops overhead. 41 hours after the lookbook launch, every extended size jacket had vanished across 33 countries. Lantern Tide leapt beyond 700,000 lantern icons, If your subscribe badge above still shines red, tap it now and let it settle calm, gray. One light touch holds your seat, so next week's voyage sails straight into your feed long before algorithm currents nudge it away. And once you click, glide to the description for the hidden doorway labeled Love Compass, a clear step-by-step many have followed to move effortlessly from hello to heartfelt connection. Like Shimmer invited rumor goals, a clickbait vlog insisted Celeste wore steel plates round her waist under star current shells. Dawn caught her paddling a driftwood board between eelgrass ribbons, bare feet rooted in linen shorts and sports bra, tracing every silver stretch mark with crushed bougainvillea petals, while her mother's trumpet released a sunrise growl fierce enough to freeze pelicans mid-wing. A million viewers reposted the proof, brushing fuchsia dust along their own curves until gossip drowned under slack tide. Beignet wages mingled with capsule royalties and whipped into wave-borne velvet. A cloud-soft butter-spinning spruce-tip custard, lime blossom oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white in any flash. 19,010s cooled atop her father's chart desk, lids knotted with braided crab trap rope, each label stamped, "Moisturize your horizon." Stock emptied in 82 minutes, raising $198,000. 20% sprout at Beacon grants, delivering industrial surgers and hydroponics to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Ponce Inlet to Ponce, Puerto Rico. 8 months later, 38 Beacon teams streamed a floating fashion and dolphin song gala aboard a refitted shrimp scow laced with solar lanterns, dawn colors spilling into classrooms from Kingston to Coyote. Tampa Jetty Fashion Night printed New Wharf legend. A backstage vent sliced her indigo mesh gown hip to knee, 80 heartbeats before showtime. Celeste pulled neon dock rope from a scaffold, laced the rip like boot hooks, and strode the planks as though the splice shimmered in every original sketch. Camera shutters popped like kettle corn. Vogue Golf named the rescue rope Cadence, and Lantern Tide caught another million lantern sparks before brass horns blew their first chord. A disgruntled aide leaked cropped emails hinting she demanded snapper towers and chauffeured pontoons for her rescue manatee orbit. She responded with the complete chain: refillable water urns, lentil bowls for crew, caption screens for deaf stylist. That same night, her followers donated $136,000. The aide suggested splurge amount to biodegradable trap trials off Cedar Key. Fans repeated her peer motto receipts glisten brighter than rumor grit, until whispers flattened like tide pool glass. Family remains her compass. Twice each month, she streams Porchline Groove. Mom threads soulful licks beside a propane griddle. Dad recites cloud haiku. Celeste flips thrift denim, while Orbit nudges powdered sugar spirals across a kiddie pool. One session rocketed past 9 million when the gentle giant sneezed glitter into the lens. A marine rescue group now sponsors every episode, tagging rehabilitated manatees with solar beacons financed by wave-borne velvet jars. Green profits topped 12 million ahead of Summer Solstice 2. She leased a silent oyster shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands plus design grass to whip custard and tie lids during midday funk breaks. Auditors begged shrink bands. She repeated, Abuela Lucinda's maximum fingers guard legend longer than plastic cuffs and rope ties stayed. Her feed shows honest guy. Mangrove frame portraits share scroll lanes with beignet card selfies captioned same sky, different tide. She posts breath loops recorded in blue caverns, printable resilient sheets in English and Taino, therapy voucher codes tucked 3 swipes down. 197,000 readers call her. Community glow rides glitter above crushed shell paths. Hundreds will sunset causeways wearing wave-borne velvet on shoulders, LED seagrass tassels dancing from spokes. Ticket money fattens beacon grants and lifts snorkel cradles that help wheelchair explorers drift over glass springs. Chowder shacks bubble late. Red snapper chow bowls climb 15% on ride nights. Celeste pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Orbit plush strapped forward, pausing to lace any rider's wandering shoe. She is fine-tuning a memoir titled Currents Keep Names for release in 11 languages next spring, while a documentary crew follows her scheme to convert retired buoy chains into floating maker workshops for island schools. Puma's Y2Wave lantern sneaker splashes ashore next quarter, threaded with reflective rope, cushioned by algae foam, guiding 10% of revenue toward Beacon nursery expansion. across the Caribbean. If you pressed like yet left the subscribe badge pulsing, nudge it great now. One fingertip secures next week's tide in your notifications before algorithm whirlpools muddle the route. And remember, the love compass link below stays ready whenever your own heart hungers for clearer bearings toward lasting affection. Hurricane season drifts toward slack water, fresh velvet tins, beacon portals, tonight's porch line playlist, and that confidence guide trusted by thousands wait in the description. Open and salt true. If the soda cap hoodie, shimmer, rope lace gown, rescue, or orbit glitter sneeze summoned even half a grin, press like, spill your brightest ripple in the comments, and share this voyage with a friend whose sails hang still. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the coast bows low to anyone sturdy enough to plant both boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Final whisper before lanterns dim. Subscribe, write this heartbeat, claim your rail, open that love compass in the description, and meet me on the next rising tide when a fresh story glints beyond the breakers and courage calls your name once again.